Hey guys, it's Rachel here. Welcome back to another video. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about the exciting news that Square Enix dropped on us for the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. They gave fans 2 new trailers to Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, and they gave us a new trailer for the remake of Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. So in this video I'm going to be talking about both trailers, my excitements and thoughts behind it, and I also want to hear yours, what you think about both of these announcements and what these games, means for Final Fantasy fans out there. So first, talk about Final Fantasy Remake Part 2. So it's called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's gonna come out next winter. And the trailer just has basically Cloud and Sephiroth like walking, across Midgar. And we know from Final Fantasy, the original game, that they were kind of like cool with each other before Sephiroth kind of went off and became a villain. So Rebirth's probably gonna go back and explore what their relationship was like before, he went dark and wanted to kill the world with his Genova cells. And then it goes into, conversation between him, Zack, and Tifa, and Aerith as well in the background, talking about, new memories and things changing. And then you see Zack and Cloud walking, after fighting those Shinra troops into, Midgar. And we know that from the last game, they kind of changed the ending to where they allow Zack to live, which I thought was very cool because he's one of my favorite characters in Final Fantasy. I think he's very underrated. So they finally gave him a new ending. That way players can get to know him too and see his relationship with him and Zack and him and Aerith, because like those are like the biggest 3 influences on his life, and I just really want to see how they put all those things together. So but yeah, that is the trailer. It's coming out next winter. I can't wait. I played the first one already. Part 1 I thought it was amazing, so part 2 should be even greater. Next on the list is Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. So it is the remake of Final Fantasy Crisis Core. It came out in 2007 for PSP. It's a story of Zack, who was a first-class soldier who kind of mentored Cloud. So now they're giving fans the remake of the original game. I'm glad they kept most of the story pretty true and the gameplay about the same, so they didn't really change much besides obviously the updated visuals and graphics and stuff like that, and a little bit of the game mechanics they probably, fixed and changed, maybe some minor stuff that they added to it as well. But it looks like the game I grew up and played and loved for, all my life, and I'm sure new players who never played the original game will probably get to know Zack in a new way that, is a reintroduction to Zack. So this game came out in 2007, and this one comes out this winter for all platforms: PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch even, and Steam. So everyone can play, doesn't matter what platform. I think it'll be a huge hit because I love this game when it came out. So basically the story of this will tie into part 2 and probably part 3. So this is introducing Zack, who was a second-class soldier who looked up to Sephiroth, Angeal, and Genesis. And Angeal was the one who gave Zack the Buster Sword. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the history of the Buster Sword and how Cloud eventually got his hands on it, but it came from Zack first. And his relationship between, Sephiroth, he idolized him as well, Angeal, who gave him the sword, and Genesis, who was best friends with all of them. So I think the storyline will stay the same mostly, with the ending will be the biggest change. So he also met Aerith in this one. They kind of fell in love in this game. Yuffie was also in this game when she was younger. I don't know if they'll put, extra scenes in there with her or not. I'm curious about this game to see, if they kept it exactly the same or what they changed and added. It was so good. The story is amazing. I think people who love Final Fantasy VII Original and haven't touched this will like it too, because it's just as fire. So the trailer looks absolutely perfect. I have no complaints about it. I thought the trailer was great. I loved how they gave Zack like a new ending, so he finally lives and stuff like that. So the ending will probably be the biggest thing everyone's waiting for, because they want to see how they changed it, what that means, and how they're going to tie it into part 2. This was my favorite game ever, and I'm glad they're finally updating it because it needed it. It needed it. It really did. So good news for Final Fantasy fans out there. I'm excited for it. Like I said, leave a comment below what you thought about these trailers. if you play the original, what you think about it. But I think it's a great way for fans to know Zack, and I think I will play the shit out of this game when it comes out, because I had on PSP, but it's nice to play an updated version of it, and it's gonna be like playing a new game because they're gonna change the ending as well. So I won't know what's coming. So that's good. So yeah, exciting for Square Enix and the Final Fantasy franchise, and yeah, stay tuned. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I post videos on Sundays on my channel. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and follow me on my IG and Twitter. I'll put it in the description box. Yeah, I'll see you next time.